folks, welcome to my channel. I thought I would do a talk through brow video. You know, I'm always doing something different with my brows, so I like to update my brow videos. I get all kind of questions since people like to do their brows differently, as do I. But my most favorite method when it comes to doing my brows is pencil. And I'm just going to show you guys how I've been doing my brows lately, and I'm going to show you the more natural brow, and then I'm going to show you how to make it look really bold, like for a night look, like, or if you just prefer your brows to look bold. So if you guys want to know either way, then keep on watching. So the first thing I like to do is I like to start my brows off with a color that's a little bit lighter than my brow color, just to kind of fill it in where I don't have any hair. And so when I'm using a color that's brighter, there are one or two pencils that I like to use. I'll either use this NYX Auto Brow, which you guys have seen me use probably quite a bit in videos. It's kind of thick, but I like to use this to just fill in the areas that I don't have any hair. Or I'll use this NYX Micro Brow, and this is the color Espresso. This one's pretty close to my brow color, but it's a hint lighter, so that I can just fill in where I don't have hairs and then kind of go back over it later. So today I'm going to use the micro brow, and I'm going to show you guys how I fill it in. So the first thing I do is I just comb the hairs, make sure they're all in the direction I want them to be, and then I will take this pencil and starting from the front, I will just lightly start to create the arch, just so I know what kind of shape I want to have. And I like to do this on both sides. Point all the areas that I don't have any hair. I'll just start to lightly fill it in with that pencil. And then I'll also create the top area of the brow. And you just bring it up to, you know, as high as you want it to be. Try not to go too heavy here, especially if you do end up using a pencil that is like, you know, close to your brow color, you know, unless you just like them dark. But I like to start off with a lighter color like so. Fill in the front a little bit. If you like the gradient, you know, effect, then you can use this lighter color to, you know, fill in the front area of your brow, and then, you know, you'll use the darker color back here in the back. Okay, so if you really want to just do the natural thing, then you can pretty much just leave them like this. But if you want them to be a little bit darker, then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Kiss Top Brow Fine Precision Brow Pencil, which I've been using it a lot lately. I had ran out of it, and then finally got my hands on another one. It's like the micro brow. I just like it's a little easier to get the color. Like, it has a better color payoff to me than the NYX brow pencil does at times. So I really prefer this brand. So I'm using the color, I think this is deep dark brown. I don't know what I did with the top, but I believe it's deep dark brown. And so I'm just going to use this, and I'm going to darken my brows some. First, I'm going to trace the bottom a little bit. And then I'm going to start with the back because that was where I had the least hair. I'm just going to fill that in. So if you just like it like this, then you can leave it like this. If you want to take it another step further, then I'm going to show you how I do that. But first, what I like to do is I like to clean up my brows before I do that step. And I always clean up my brows with my Cover FX concealer, and I use the shade NDeep. It's my absolute favorite concealer. So I'm going to clean up my brows with that. And I'm using a Morphe brush. I don't know the name of this brush. I just know it's a concealer brush. It's from their set with the white handle. So I'm just cleaning up with this. Then I'm going to take my e.l.f. concealer, flawless concealer brush. I'm just going to buff that concealer in. So then I'm going to do the other thing going to do the same thing to the other side. So now that I've cleaned up my brows, the last step to making them look really bold is a dark eyeshadow. Now you can use a really dark brown. I like to use black, but if you're going to use black, you need to be very careful. And the black eyeshadow that I really like to use is from my Too Faced Semi-Sweet palette, and it is the color Licorice. It is this black color right here. It's a really black color. And I just take an angled brush like this one here. And this is a Morphe angled brush as well. And what I do is I take just a little bit of the color at a time, and I start from the back and I'll work my way up, and I'll just pretty much just darken it as much as I want. I usually prefer to do this after my makeup on my face is done, because sometimes like the foundation and all that kind of stuff kind of takes off a little bit of your, brow. And so I really like to use the powder to just kind of fill it in instead of having to use pencil again or having to go crazy with the pencil. So I'll usually just take the black shadow and I'll just fill it in some more. And this is not really an everyday thing for me. This is just something I like to do when my makeup is going to be really glammed out and I want the brow to like look really bold. Then this is what I'll do. And do the other side too. Using shadow also because, it cancels out some of the shine that my skin gets very oily, and powder cancels out shine. Sometimes the pencils, if you just go too crazy, they can get really waxy looking and shiny, and it can just be too much. So I really like the powder for that. You can just take, your spoolie or what have you, if you feel, and you can just do a little comb through. You guys, is the finished look. These are my super bold brow, taking a natural brow to a bold brow, and I hope that I've offered some tips to you guys. Please like this video, share, subscribe to my channel, leave comments, feedback, anything that you'd like below, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Peace and love.